Over the last few seasons, Newcastle have been signing some really high-profile players because of the financial takeover which made them the richest club in the world. And despite some inconsistent results, they are 100 times better than the team that almost got relegated a few seasons ago. And one of their most vocal fans is Lewis Bowden from the Pitchside podcast with some famous quotes such as this.
I've got Lacazette in there. No.
And this.
When you're not out the race till you're out the race. We are currently in the title race.
So in today's video, we are rebuilding Newcastle United with Lewis Bowden until we complete 3 special Lewis Bowden themed objectives. I'll explain the rules in a minute, but if you are excited, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, turn notifications, and let's get straight into this. And this is how Newcastle's team looks like to start with. But remember, we have a special request from Lewis Bowden. It's to do with the right winger. But who are we going to sign first? Let's head over to Lewis.
For £2, one signing Lewis realistically wants at Newcastle.
Anthony.
What?
Anthony.
Gordon.
Anthony. The right winger.
Hopkins.
Do you actually want him?
Get him for 20 million. Eddie Howe turns him into a world beater.
As you can see, he has picked Anthony. A weird pick, I must say, but Anthony is the player for the right wing for £20 million. He's done it exactly like he said from Man United, and with him in the team, this is how it's looking. I know I said Lewis Bowden was taking charge, but remember in that video, he does specifically say Eddie Howe to turn him into a world beater. So Eddie Howe is the manager, Lewis Bowden is the chairman. It's as simple as that. But with Anthony in the team, I can now officially reveal the 3 objectives that we need to complete in order for it to be a successful rebuild. These are all Lewis Bowden themed objectives, and they don't have to all be completed in the same season, just we tick it off when we've completed it. So first is that we have to finish above Arsenal. He loves going on about it.
We are finishing above fucking Arsenal, I'm telling you right now. I called it at the start of the season. This team is user on the decline and we're on the incline.
So we're going to make it a reality, and that is the first objective. Then we've got Isak. He absolutely loves him. So our second objective is that Isak has to finish above Haaland in the top goal scorer, or if Haaland beats him with the goals, the only way Isak can save himself that season is if he wins player of the season. And finally, it's obviously to do with Anthony. We need him to become a world beater, and I'm thinking if Anthony managed to drop 30 goal involvements just in the Premier League, I think that would definitely qualify as a world beater, considering how bad he is in real life. I think 30 goal involvements, it could be 18 goals, 12 assists. It could be 30 goals, you never know. But those 3 objectives all need to be completed in order for us to tick this off as a successful rebuild. And this is the team's tactics. When you actually look at it like this, I think the team is really strong, especially that midfield. If we can turn Anthony into a baller, that front 3 is unbelievable as well. And 2 young fullbacks. The team is definitely good, but we aren't going to do any more business this window because the main key was getting Anthony in the door, letting Lewis take control for this first window, and then we can have a bit more influence in the future ones. But before we play any games in this first season, we've had to have a meeting with Isak to let him know you need to beat Haaland, either by winning player of the season or by outscoring him. And he said, Gaffer, don't worry, I've got you, that's easy work. Pre-season didn't go too bad. Anthony started to show some Brazilian flair and some mixed results. I mean, we're now ready for the Premier League season. So let's have one final look at this team. So obviously Nick Pope is still in goal. Then we've got Lewis Hall, Botman, Charlie Livramento, Tonali, Gomes, Joel Linton, Anthony, Isak, Anthony. What a team, and we're ready for the first half of season 1. I'll see you in January. We can update all the objectives and more importantly see has Anthony turned into a baller. And this is probably the best highlight to show you from the first half of the season. Joel Linton picks up quite far out, but he finds Isak, who then turns, find Anthony. Anthony, lovely finish, is promising sign. Just like that, we're already in January. Time to check the league table, Anthony's stats, and the Isak v Haaland battle. So firstly, the league table. Oh my God, we're sat in 3rd, 2 places above Arsenal. So as it stands, we are above Arsenal, and if we finish the season like this, that's already the first objective complete. What a start though, only losing 3 games, 5 points off top. We're still in a title race, but how is Anthony doing? Okay, that's not too bad. 5 goals, 3 assists in the first half. He's on 8 out of 30. It's unlikely he's going to do it in this first season, but it definitely could have been worse. We've seen him put up way worse numbers for Man United. So 5 goals, 3 assists. There's only 22 more to go, but I think this season that's a bit of a stretch. He'll refresh next season and he can go again. And Isak Haaland is a very tight race to the top. Haaland has 15, Isak has 13. Foden also has 13, so Man City are a joke. But there's still 2 goals in it, so there's no reason we can't complete that and the finish above Arsenal objective in Season 1. And this is what the team is looking like, ready to go into the second half of the season. Isak up to 86. Gordon up to 84. The midfield is an absolute joke, by the way. But just before we do play that second half of the season, it's time to check out everyone else's individual stats. So Isak, 13 goals, 4 assists. We already knew that. But Gordon has got 10 goals, 2 assists in 19 Prem games. That's extremely, extremely impressive. And then Anthony, we know, 5 goals, 3 assists in the 17 league games. Like I said, he's not going to reach 30, but he's trying his best. Lewis Hall been really solid. Tonali, again, just extremely solid in midfield. The whole midfield really good. Barnes isn't getting too many minutes, but that's because Anthony is the man of the hour. And just like that, we're ready for the second half of the season. One final update on the objectives though. So Anthony has got 8 goal involvements in the Prem. Remember, he needs 30. Isak even needs to win Player of the Season or score more goals than Haaland. And as it stands, Haaland is 2 above him. And finally, we need to finish above Arsenal. And as it stands, we are currently doing that. So we're going to play through the second half of the season. I'll see you when it's all done and dusted. And all you've got to know from the second half of the season is that this man right here, Isak, was scoring a lot of goals. But was it enough to beat Haaland? You're going to have to wait and see. And we are almost at the end of the season. 2 games left to play. And I've paused here because one of them is against Arsenal. Is it going to mean anything? We're going to have to wait and see because I've got very big news for you. Guess what Newcastle have won? The FA Cup. We obviously don't need to win it for the objectives, but it's a really nice bonus. And as you can see right here, Tonali is celebrating with the trophy. What an achievement. We've managed to win the FA Cup in Season 1, but the league. How is the league looking? That's what we're all here for. Oh my God, we've got a game in hand on first place and we're 3 points off them. The league title could actually be ours. We've got a game against Arsenal. If we beat them, we're guaranteed to finish above them. These are 2 massive games left in the league. I said that Isak had scored a lot, but was it enough to beat Haaland? There's 2 games left, remember, but with 4 goals off. It looks really unlikely. But if you look at Anthony Gordon, he's now moved up to 3rd place. We've got 2nd and 3rd. Combined, they've scored 50 goals. But Isak does not look like he's going to beat Haaland. The only saving grace could be if he wins Player of this season. But what about Anthony? Has he continued his form and put up decent numbers? Okay, by the looks of it, he's ended the season with 8 goals, 7 assists. He was injured for a little bit of it, so he has only played 28 games. So he definitely needs to improve come the second season. But we can invest in the squad around him and focus the play down to him. And the rest of the individual stats. So Isak is on 28 goals with 4 assists. Very good in the FA Cup that went on to win as well. Gordon, 5 in the FA Cup, 22 in the league. Unbelievable. Obviously, we've already seen Anthony's. So, again, it's not happening this season, but it could have definitely been worse. Tonali up to 87 rated, putting up unreal numbers. Joel Linton as well, 8 assists and 4 goals in 36 league games. That's very, very good. Lewis Hall, also a really solid season, really growing into the left-back role now. Both young fullbacks are really impressing me, but we've seen enough stats. The biggest game of the entire season, even bigger than the FA Cup, because a win here could lead us to a Premier League title win. We're obviously going with our strongest team. If we do win this game, we are basically guaranteed to finish above Arsenal. So it would complete an objective instantly. We'll get straight into it and I'll show you all the key highlights. Even Lewis Bowden is pitch side. Ignore the pun. How often do you see a chairman stood with the gaffer? This is how much it means to him. Okay, 25 minutes on the clock. They've got the ball in the box. Nice save from Pope. And that could have been very dangerous as Lookman and Tell are both playing for them. But Tonali's gave the ball away to Marino. Over to Tell. What a save, Nick Pope. And just like that, it's already half-time. Nothing has happened in this game other than that chance I showed you earlier, which is probably quite good for us. This is just a must-not-lose game. If we manage to hold out for a draw, it's down to us to beat Everton, and we are finishing above Arsenal confirmed. But if we want that league title, we must win this game. Let's get straight into the second half. Okay, Isak on the ball from the start of the second half. He's played over to Anthony. Great touch from him there. What can he do now? He's cutting in. Back heel. Bruno. Oh, disgusting. Anthony is ending the season. Hopefully how he's going to pick up the next one. What an assist. And what a finish from his Brazilian teammate. We need to see a replay of this one. Anthony, great touch from the ball from Isak, runs down the line, hits the byline, and then decides to bring out his Brazilian passport with that one. weak foot and all, and then the finish is sublime. We're 1-0 up. Okay, kick off for them now. It's Havertz back to Ødegaard. Saka's in a bit of space, and they have managed to find him, and Lookman's looking in behind him. We've accidentally stepped up, and now this could be really dangerous. Lookman is in behind. He's gone for the shot, and it's top bins. Just like that, from kickoff, we concede. And just like that, it's the end of the game. Nothing else to really show you. A point is definitely better for us than it is them, especially with the objective that we have to complete. But it's probably not enough now to win the Premier League. It would have went down to the final game of the season, as you can see here. And it still could, but we need Man City to lose and us to win. It's a really big ask, but you never know. It has basically secured us to finish above Arsenal as long as there's no upset against Everton, which is the game we're about to play right now. The exact same starting lineup. And if you look at the rating of these players now, it's unbelievable. Tonali, Bruno and Isak are all 87 rated. And Anthony Gordon has shot up to 86. It's so impressive. Final game of the season, a win, and we could technically win the league. But more importantly, in this rebuild, we will definitely finish above Arsenal. Okay, we've got the ball now. It's Fabian Schär over to Joel Linton. What's he going to do? He's tried to play it out to Anthony, who's against Hartman. It's a good header from him, but the attack could still be on with Bruno G on the ball. He's now played it to Anthony, played it inside to Isak, played it across to Gordon. Oh my God, that would have been some nice play. Joel Linton's on the ball again now, though. He's now played across to Bruno, over to Isak, who's chipped it over to Anthony. He's tried to put it across to Gordon, and he has. We've played 2 games, and Anthony has got 2 massive assists. Gordon's not celebrating. You got to respect that. But Anthony with another crucial assist. Great ball from Isak. It's that same combination. Great header across, and Gordon couldn't miss from there. 80 minutes on the clock already. It's been a really uneventful game, but that has suited us perfectly. We've got held up for 10 more minutes. Schär's gone for the long ball to Gordon. He's won it perfectly. Now Isak can maybe win that, and it's all about slowing the game down now. Great work from Isak, using his body. He's played it now out wide to Livramento. Bruno G's in a bit of space. We've managed to find him. Great first touch. Shot! 2-0, and what a finish that is. Oh my God, 5 minutes left to hold on, and it looks guaranteed now. The league could still be ours potentially, but let's take in this goal. Oh my, the perfect left foot touch out onto the right, and then the left foot finesse into the top bins. There's no stopping it. Okay, they're trying to create some form of attack. McNeil has now got it. Botman stepped up. That's a great challenge. Now Joel Linton with 2 minutes left to play is not slowing down until he's tried to find Anthony against Hartman once again. What a touch that is. That's a very good ball to Gordon. Over to Isak. What a finish. And it's 3-0. We have guaranteed finished above Arsenal. That's one objective completed. And look at Isak. He's taken it in with all the crowd. And if you look, I think I can see a cheeky little Lewis Bowden in there. Oh my God. Great header there. Great finish, and it's all started from a lovely counter-attack. 3-0, and the game is secured. Okay, we've been invited to player of the season, and I think I know where this is going. Obviously, Haaland got more goals, but Isak has picked up player of the season, meaning that he has completed his objective. So, all that's left is the Anthony to hit 30 goal involvements. Now this could take about 30 years knowing Anthony, but it's a very good start. Season 1, Isak has picked up player of the season, and we've also finished above Arsenal. 2 of the objectives already ticked off, and obviously we have a little cheeky trophy parade for the FA Cup win that sadly is just a bit irrelevant in this rebuild, but it still goes into the trophy cabinet. And this is the final league table. We lost the league because of 2 goal difference. If that Arsenal game was a win, we actually would have won the league. 2 goal difference was all that stood between us and the league title. But we did finish 2 points above Arsenal, and that's all we care about. And here are the individual stats to end season 1. So Isak ended with 29 goals, 4 assists. Anthony Gordon, 23 goals, 6 assists. We don't need to go over this too much because you've already seen most of them. And as you can see, Haaland did beat Isak to the Golden Boot race by 3 goals, but it doesn't matter because Isak won player of the season. So, a recap of season 1 objectives. We finished above Arsenal. That is a tick. That's completed. And Isak has technically beat Haaland because he won player of the season. So, all that's left is Anthony to hit 30, and that is season 1 complete. And this is how the team looks to start off season 2. We did lose a few players due to their contract expiring, such as Dan Burn, but the board have given us £203 million. So now we're going to go a bit crazy and spend it. But just after, we have a look at the main man for this season, Anthony. He's 78 rated, but this has to be his year. We're going to invest around him. We're going to use him as the focal point of the team. But is it enough to hit 30 Premier League goal involvements? We're going to have to wait and see. But let's get back to some more fun signings. So firstly, Mark Gahey is coming in from Crystal Palace for £29.2 million. We got him in cheap because he's in his last year of contract. And look at him, 82 rated, 24 years old. Him and Botman are going to be perfect together. Lewis Bowden did want Gahey, so we've made it a reality. Now that back four is looking way more solid. But we're not done there because we've brought in Andy Diouf from Lens for £17.5 million. It's very good midfield backup. And now we've brought in Robin Gosens for 15 mil. Once again, very good backup. So firstly, Gosens can play left back and left mid. And as you can see, he is the definition of all-rounded. 30 years old, some experience in the fullback position as well. And then Andy Diouf, 22 years old, 77 rated. Going to be very good off the bench because our midfield options are definitely lacking. So with them on the bench, this is how the team is looking. It's very strong. The options off the bench are getting way stronger. But we have been hit with a big one. Lewis Hall has had his release clause met. I forgot that he had one, otherwise I would have fixed it. But he is going to Olympic Lyon for only £21 million. It is really sad to see, but luckily we bought in Gersons. He can slot straight in. And just like that, we're at the first game of the season. And remember, we won the FA Cup. So it's the Community Shield and another chance to add some silverware and get Anthony a bit of momentum going into the season. Once again, I'll show you all the highlights. So 5 minutes on the clock. They've given it up to Haaland and Perone. Whoever that is has got it now. But that's a great interception from Gersons. Great start in his debut here, by the way. He's come straight into the starting 11. That's great play from him. He's now found Anthony Gordon as well. He's carried on going. He's tried to play it back. That's really unlucky. It's a positive start, though. Now, we've given it Gordon short from the corner. Who's put it in? Isak has got it. Now, Tonali back to Anthony. He's put a great ball in, and Joel Linton has found the back of the net. Anthony's turned into a next-level playmaker. I don't know what's happened. That was a weak foot cross, and it's absolutely pinpoint. Look at this. So, Tonali picks it up. He plays it back to Anthony on the right foot. What a ball that is. And then Joel Linton couldn't miss from there, and we're 1-0 up in the Community Shield. Okay, they've got the ball now. It's Rodri over to Silva, back to Perone, back to Rodri, back to Perone, but Bruno won't stop pressing, and he has won that back. He's given it to Isak, and Anthony now is on the run against Gvardiol. We've seen Messi beat Gvardiol. We know who won that, but is Anthony at that level? Maybe he is. Oh, Anthony, take a bow. Where is this Anthony in real life? Because, oh my God, that is disgusting. An unbelievable assist for the first. And just whatever you want to call that, disgusting, whatever it is, that was filth. And we're 2-0 up against Man City. Let's look at this replay. Look at that little stand on the ball drag. And then the left foot into the top bins. Oh my God, he's on for some season. And just like that, nothing else really happened and the game is secured. Newcastle are Community Shield winners. Another trophy along with the FA Cup to go into the cabinet. But for some reason, we're able to lift the Premier League trophy. Maybe it's foreshadowing what's going to happen. But Bruno G has lifted the trophy. And what a start that is to the second season. So remember, all we need to happen this season is Anthony to get 30 goal involvements in the Prem. There's nothing else to do. So one final look at this starting 11. And then we are ready to play the first half of Season 2. So it's still Pope in goal, but now there's a few changes. Gersons, Botman, Gahey, Livramento, Tonali, Bruno, Joel Linton, and the same front three. The defence has had a shift around. We've got more options on the bench, but is it going to affect our results? I'll see you in January. Okay, let's just say this man Anthony has carried on the form we've seen in the Community Shield final. That's all I'm going to say for now. As you can see, we've made it to January and our fixtures in this month are horrible. We've got United away, followed by Barcelona, then Liverpool, then Real Madrid. The Champions League has not done us any favours, but how is the league table looking? And we're top of it. It's us and Man City fighting once again, but this time we've just got the better of them on the goal difference. The exact same results over the board, but we have scored 2 more goals and only conceded 1 more. So we are top of the league, but what about the Champions League? So when you look at this, we're sat in 7th place. We haven't actually lost a game. We've won 3, drew 3. It's not really in our aims, the Champions League. But I mean, if it's there to win, we're definitely not going to snub our noses at it. And I mean, when you look at this team, why couldn't it win the Champions League? We've got an 86 rated keeper, an 89 and 88 rated midfield duo, and then an 89 rated striker with an 87 rated left winger. The team is actually becoming a bit of a joke. And this man, Anthony, I told you he carried on that form. Look at this. He did have another small injury, but 9 goals, 6 assists in 13 Premier League games. That puts him exactly halfway to the 30 point. And as you can see, he averages an 8.4. He doesn't mess about on that pitch, but exactly halfway. And we've got around half this season left to play, so it's looking good. But what about everyone else? Isak has got 15 in 19 with 7 assists. Absolute joke. Gordon slowed down the scoring a bit, but in the Carabao Cup he's back in, and he's just been a really good team player. Anthony, we've already seen what he's done for us this season. Very, very impressive. And then Joel Linton continuing to put up a few goals, but more important defensively and breaking up the play. Same with the next man, Bruno Guimaraes. As you can see, we're having quite a few clean sheets once again, so it kind of sums up the way our team is playing. But one last look at this team, because there's nothing else to do. We're not signing anyone else. We're trusting the core of the squad with the few additions that we've made, and more importantly, we're trusting Anthony to get 15 more goal involvements and complete the rebuild. I will see you at the end of the season. And just like that, the end of the season has arrived. As you can see, there's no Champions League final here, so we have been knocked out at some point. But what about the league table? Once again, we finished second. We got 93 points and finished second. Even if Anthony has hit the 30 goal involvements, we can always do a part 2 to this and try and win the league title, because we've come so close 2 seasons in a row. And this time we've beat Arsenal by 13 points. They're left in the past. Bowden is absolutely loving it. And this team, I mean, just look at it. It's an absolute joke. But realistically, we all know it's a joke. I am just delaying to see whether Anthony has done it. But that time is coming now. So Isak, 30 goals and 18 assists in 38 league games. Well, what's that about? He's got 48 goal involvements in 38 league games. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then you go to Anthony Gordon, and it doesn't even get much worse from there, because he's got 16 goals, but he's got 5 in the Champions League. So we made it to around the quarters, and this is the big one. Anthony has done it. He's got 32 goal involvements in 30 Premier League games, even though he's 79 rated. Let's ignore that. Those numbers are like 86 plus rated level. 32 goal involvements in 30 league games when his strike partners in Gordon and Isak are also putting up the numbers they are. That is definitely the definition, I would say, of a world beater. And Eddie Howe has officially done his job. Well, I think Eddie Howe has definitely rebuilt Anthony into a world beater, and there's nothing left to say. We've beat Arsenal both seasons, back-to-back times. Isak beat Haaland in the first season and put up 48 goal involvements in the second. And Anthony, well, he put up 32 goal involvements. I hope this reaches Lewis to show him that maybe Newcastle have some hope. But that is where we're going to leave it for the end of this video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. And comment down below, who should I rebuild next?